This is the robot for my final project in my autonomous robotics class. In this video, I'm going to show you how I made it. Autonomous agriculture is one of the largest applied robotics markets in the world, estimated at $75 billion this year alone. Companies like Burrow, Yarbo, and Greenfield Robotics are building ground robots that plant, monitor, and harvest, doing the repetitive, labor-intensive work that has historically driven farming costs. The grand challenge for ENPM701 puts a student-built robot in that same role, a four-wheeled platform that has to navigate a cluttered arena and move blocks to a collection zone on its own in 10 minutes or less. From soldering IMUs to assembling a chassis to prototyping perception modules, I made this robot my own while learning the basic skills to enable an autonomous robot to sense and navigate its environment. Almost immediately, when beginning assembly, I found a challenge in the kit we used. There was no native mounting solution for the hardware I had. The Raspberry Pi through holes did not align with any of the top plate holes, and the top plate was anodized, so mounting directly to it risked scratching the coating and shorting the Pi. My solution was to acquire a 3D printer, an expensive route, but one that proved to be worth the cost in learning and capability. Here it is, Core 1 Plus. Starting the print on version 3. So we'll see how this top plate works out for the robot. We also got this little mount guy that I'm using to mount the gripper to the robot. These holes on the bottom were a little close together, so I'm going to fix that, as well as moving the little ones out from underneath of this plate so they're easier to get to put it on the robot. And the top ones are the ones that fit onto these holes in the gripper, but they are also a little too close together. I forgot to account for the full diameter because we've got two holes, so I only put half a diameter, so they're about half a diameter, so like a millimeter and a half off, which is just enough to make it hard to screw in. So we're reprinting that next. The hardware iteration process was familiar. It's similar to the software iteration process, which I'm very familiar with. Plan, design, implement, test, repeat. My background being mostly in software, I iterated quickly and failed a lot. I did not anticipate the number of versions and the little mistakes I would make along the way. And my scrap part bin is clearly evidence of that. So we got another version of the top plate here, but as we can see, it doesn't hold the battery stiffly. So I got rid of that one and made this guy, which holds the plate, or holds the battery stiffly. So you can see, holes on both ends to hold it in. And then there was a spot for a mini breadboard to be held in securely. It was made a little small, so the next version is printing right now. And that should fix the breadboard issue. Alright, so we got our robot here with the tape on the back right wheel, which has an encoder on it. I'm going to rotate the wheel just like this, slowly through a full cycle. About there, and we're gonna go see what the encoder's picked up for a measurement, how many ticks of the encoder we had in one rotation of the wheel. That way we can measure the distance that the robot travels for each set of wheels. So the back right wheel has an encoder, the front left wheel has an encoder, and once we get the measurement of how many ticks a rotation is, we can estimate the distance traveled by each side of the robot. In this demonstration, we're going to use the encoders to turn the wheels one rotation. So, just going to run the Python script, and we should see that black tape end up close to the top. It won't be perfect because of they're not perfect encoders. We're going to spin slightly past halfway. or slightly past one full turn. Alright, so we have a 60 by 60 square here, the blue tape on the ground, and the robot is going to first drive around it with encoder values, and then we'll do a second time around with the IMU values, and we'll compare them. Alright, so the first run will be just encoders. So let's see how the IMU does. I ended up using PyGPIO as my hardware library, as the normal Pi library was not fast enough to record encoder interrupts while also monitoring ultrasonic sensor, IMU, camera, and planning paths. I would see drive segments that were overcounting encoder ticks, but after switching to PyGPIO, I had no issues. This decision papered over a deeper issue. My control loop was slow. Later, we'll see this in full effect. With lots of long nights and plenty of debugging, my robot was finally scoring blocks. My initial search algorithms were slow, and I had a localization checkpoint at the starting zone after every block delivery. This resulted in 1 or 2 block deliveries in the 10-minute allocation. I needed to speed things up. With the PyGPIO upgrade, I was able to turn up my motor speeds, and I decided to reduce localization to only occur in the delivery zone. I updated my search to remember if it had seen a block of the desired color before, and then I found what would be my downfall. My camera detection loop was slow. I could drive right by a block and not detect it because the frames that processed were so far apart. This was a basic limitation of the hardware. My choices were to spend hours that I didn't have trying to optimize, slow down my motors with challenge time I couldn't spare, or rely on my search strategy having overlapping sections to detect blocks effectively. I went with option 3, and it paid off given the time constraint. I had one practice run that hit 8 out of 9 blocks and then missed a detection and ran headlong into a wall. That would need to be good enough for the grand challenge. On challenge day, I recorded time lapses from the Pi's point of view and logged maps of the robot's path. I was able to successfully deliver 7 out of 9 blocks. My first run simply ran out of time, and the second I increased motor speeds and ended up knocking over 2 blocks, making them irretrievable in my setup. Overall, the project was a great learning opportunity and a huge success.